In 1984, a new wacky ensemble comedy marched into theaters and proved that anyone, and we mean anyone, could wear a police badge. With a cast of relative unknowns and a script born from a chance encounter on a movie set, this film captured the hearts of audiences by celebrating the hilarious, incompetent, but lovable misfits. When a mayor makes a decree to open the gates to every oddball in town to join the Metropolitan Police Force, a smooth talking troublemaker is forced into the police academy as an alternative to jail. But he soon finds himself surrounded by a human beatbox, a gun fanatic, and a soft spoken powerhouse who's a lot stronger than she looks. So grab your megaphone, tuck in that uniform, and meet us at the Blue Oyster Bar as Chad Sheppard, Laramy Wells, and Retro Robby and I discuss Police Academy on this episode of the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am your host, Tim Williams. I was just looking at my goldfish and thinking, we need more law and order around here. So I've called in 3 cadets who have absolutely no business wearing a badge. First is the cadet who wishes he could make sound effects to get him out of trouble. It's Chad Sheppard. How you doing, Chad?
Meow, 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 meow.
Next up is the guy who swears he's never faked an accent to meet women. It's Laramy Wells.
Really? No, I probably have.
Not recently, though.
No, not recently.
And joining us for the first time, the man who loves to play saxophone at beachside fire pits. It's Robby Retro.
How'd you
Welcome.
know that about me, Tim? Hey, everybody. Hey,
Welcome to the
Tim.
show.
Great to be here with Chad, Laramy. Great to be on the show. Love the show, and I love talking about the 80s.
Awesome. So glad to have you with us this time. So talking about Police Academy, of course, the month of January, as I talked about the last 2 episodes, 2025 is a year. It was a year. That's all I'm going to say about it. So I said, I want to start 2026 with laughing and a January just for laughs. So we did Airplane. We covered Naked Gun. So why not tackle one of the greatest franchises of the 80s, Police Academy, starting with the first one. So this is how we start the show. So we're going to start with Robby this time. When did you see Police Academy for the first time?
Yeah, it's like it's always been a part of my life. I mean, wow. I think more as a kid, it would be the sequels.
Yeah.
And then, always loved Police Academy. Probably wasn't until, I'm thinking the 90s and 2000s. Of course, things in the 90s were so good. And I was just talking to a friend, like, things were so good, you look ahead, and things are good, you look ahead. But then as you're getting into, I think probably 2010s-ish, I think you started looking back. We were looking better. And I remember I was with my dad, and we were flying together. We were flying on a flight, and we were able to watch Police Academy on the plane. And we're just both dying laughing. Like, I forgot how great this was. Oh my gosh. First Police Academy is so good.
Yeah.
So then it was like, now, going back, it's like, really, the original Police Academy really is an awesome movie. And you think of the empire it launched, franchise it launched, the IP it launched, and I've got a lot of it here. But you think the sequels, and you think the cartoon, and you think the toys, and it had the toys, and the cartoon had a comic book, a Marvel comic book, which I also have. The movies all had, soundtracks, several, like Part 4, and I think 6 or 7. They all had vinyl soundtracks with, big songs, and you had Drew Struzan doing some of the posters, and you had, they just took over the video stores back in the day. It was everywhere,
Mhm.
and I mean, 1984. That's something we could get into later, but what a year that was
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
for movies and for franchises and for IPs. But Police Academy is a movie I think now it's getting maybe starting to get the love it deserves. Because there was a time where nobody wanted to talk about Police Academy, think about Police Academy. Probably by the time you got to the TV series, you
Yeah.
know,
Like 97, I think.
right?
Yeah.
But man, that the original and even sequels to 2 and 3. But the original is so good, so
Mhm.
good. And
Mhm.
Steve Guttenberg is a legend.
Yeah, the Goot.
Absolutely. Total legend. He is so great in this. I mean, everybody's on their A game in this movie.
Mhm.
But when did sorry, the question was when did I see Police Academy? Yeah, I mean, I grew up with Police Academy, grew up with the sequels, but really appreciated the original. It would have been about 15 years ago when I was really like, okay, that first Police Academy is so.
Mhm. Mhm. Alright, what about you, Laramy? When did you see it on TV for the
When did I
first time?
see it on TV? I actually don't remember when I saw the first. I do know, I kind of like Robbie saying, like I think the fourth one was the first Police Academy I saw.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know I did not see them in order, and it wasn't until later. Part of me though thinks instead of actually seeing it on television, part of me thinks I rented it
Okay.
because I'm pretty sure I saw it whenever I did see it for the first time, and it was probably late '90s, early 2000s when I finally did see the first one.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I saw it unedited because there were a lot of the moments that I remember, a lot of things that I'm just like, wow, that's
Right.
because I mean the fourth one, as much fun as it is, that's when they started going a little bit more cartoonish.
Mhm. Mhm.
And this one, although has some cartoonish elements, is online with, things like, Animal House and
Mhm.
Porky's and,
Yeah. Yeah.
it rides that,
Mhm.
that line of a rated R movie with a lot of the material that you see. But no, I'm a huge fan, just like Robbie saying. Loved the cartoon. In fact, if I went digging in a box over here, I'm pretty sure I'll have my Tackleberry and Zed
Yeah.
figures
Nice.
that I had when I was a kid. And yeah, loved them all. I have watched Mission to Moscow. Uh but but yeah, that's one of my favorite franchises. Love everything about it. Always wished I could do what Motormouth could do, what Michael Winslow
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
could
Indeed.
do. Always did. So, but yeah, no, can't pinpoint exactly, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually on television. I'm pretty sure I saw the first one as a rental.
Gotcha. Alright, Chad, you're up. First time.
Well, first time watching the film is different. The first time I was aware of Police Academy, I know I have a vivid memory, and I may have said this in another one, a podcast I did, Police Academy. 1984
Mhm.
in the theater. My kindercare took us to go see, I think it was the Benji.
Oh, okay.
They re-released the Benji, the one from '77,
Mhm.
where the little girl he falls in love with, a little girl dog dies, and it was horrible. I remember being in the lobby waiting for everybody to go to the restroom, looking over to the wall and seeing the giant. It's on the cover of
Mhm.
all them together,
Yeah.
and seeing it, and I have a vivid memory of like, well, what's that? The I didn't. I'm like everybody else. I think I saw 2 and 4 before. I don't think I saw 1 for a long time because
Mhm.
my parents wouldn't let me watch rated R
Rated R
movie,
movies. Yeah, exactly.
especially that one.
Yeah.
But I think the first time I really watched it, TBS had a thing called Dinner and a Movie,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I watched. So they were doing cooking. I don't know what they were cooking, but I remember watching it. I was like, oh yeah, I love this movie. So I recorded it. I rented them. I put them all on a VHS in order. Then I eventually bought them and then the DVD. Probably 90 98. I think that was when I saw it like
Mhm.
fully. Well,
Yeah.
it was still edited for TV, but
Right.
And then to my gladness, I saw the full cut. So I was like, okay. But
Yeah, I'm like you guys. I saw the sequels before I saw the original. I remember seeing 2 on cable. I probably saw 3 on cable. I don't know. I might have seen like 4 or 5 in the theater by that point, but I know I recorded the TV version when it came on, after I'd seen the sequels. So I really remembered the TV edit. So I was probably like 17 or 18 before I saw the unedited version, like when it came on, when the R-rated one came on cable and I was, left to my own devices of what I could watch on TV. So yeah, there was
that free weekend of HBO or Showtime or Cinemax, whatever it was.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I'm pretty sure that's how we had it. Like, I'm pretty sure, like 4, the one I first saw, I'm pretty sure it was a recording off of HBO. It was one of those VHS tapes that, those Polaroid or whatever VHS tapes that I just wore out watching 4 over and over again. Part of me thinks I saw 6 in theaters, but then when I think back to it, I was like, I was 8 when that movie came out. I don't know if I saw it in theaters. Unless I saw it like, it was one of those like dollar theater, during the summer where they just show older movies and I saw it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have seen any of them in the theaters. Of course, Mission to Moscow did not come out in theaters.
I was going to say I was going to watch that one, but it never came out in theaters.
That one did not come out in theaters.
Yeah, I don't think Police Academy was even a thought in my mind when Mission to Moscow came out. It had been so long. So, like,
Police Academy is always a thought in my mind. What are you talking about?
I mean, I was moving on to other franchises. I was a true film auteur at that point. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was excited because when they were filming Mission to Moscow, like Entertainment Tonight did like a whole piece about them filming it. I was like, oh, cool, another Police Academy movie. I'll go see that. Well, it never came out like I said, it didn't come out of the theater. It came on video.
No.
So
yeah. Well, it was HBO. It was like one of the first HBO made for HBO movies. So that's why
and I don't think I saw it until I bought the DVD
full set.
box set. Yeah. And I think that was when I finally saw Mission to Moscow.
I think I started it on HBO at some point when I was much older. But I don't know if I can't remember if I ever watched it all through. Well, eventually we'll get there, maybe.
Is that no, I don't think because I think that was 6 came out in 89. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
So there's no way Mission to Moscow.
Yeah, I was finally able to get I got a complete Blu-ray set of all the Police Academies a couple of months ago. So, because I remember, we'll kind of go into like when's the last time you watched rewatching it for the podcast. So I watched it again probably a year or 2 ago. It's been in the last 3 years, but I could find like all of the sequels on like HBO Max or like one of the streamers, but it was really hard to find like the original Police Academy. So I was able to, I think I ended up having to rent it to watch it, but I was like, man, I wonder why this one's not available. And so that's when I started looking for the Blu-rays. So
is it one of those that like change studios?
Yeah.
Because that's like that was always my thing with the Child's Play movies. It's like I could always find the box sets, but it would only have 2 and on. It wouldn't have the first one, and I can't come to find out it's because the first one was released by a different studio.
Yeah.
And of course, now they're all together because every studio ends up buying each other.
Yeah.
And so it eventually all works out.
Yeah, because I think even when I watch my Blu-ray today, it's still like the Blu-ray opens with the Warner Brothers logo, but the movie is not. The movie wasn't originally distributed by Warner Brothers. The sequels I know were. So
well, my copy of the DVD, to give you an idea how old my copy of the DVD, it's in the butterfly case.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's one of those that when you put it in, it just starts playing. There's no
menu, no special features.
Nope, you don't see the menu unless you let it play all the way towards the end, and then it'll go to a little menu. Not really any special features. Like there's the trailers, obviously. There's I think like little synopsis of the cast and crew. And I want to say there was a making of documentary. I didn't watch it, but But yeah, no, that's how old my DVD copy is. Butterfly case and no, like just straight into the movie. And apparently mine's also, I don't know if it's, I mean, again, TVs now are all widescreen televisions, but it had the, the following movie has been formatted to fit your screen.
Right. They had to warn you before you
Yeah.
took it back. Why are there black bars on my screen?
Yeah. Mine was not, but I do think it was getting pulled because when I'm sitting here watching it, I'm just going, some of their faces feel a little fat. Like, so I'm thinking maybe my copy is a full screen copy.
Mhm.
And it just happened to get pulled for, instead of having the black bars on now the left and the right, which is
Yeah.
what you get when you watch full screen stuff now, it
Mhm.
filled the screen, which I think stretched it a little bit.
Gotcha.
So
All right. Well, when did you watch it? How long has it been since you rewatched it, Laramy? Real quick.
it's been a hot minute. Yeah, it's been a while. And I know I always bring this up as an excuse, whenever I talk about this, but
Mhm.
having small
For
children.
kids, yeah.
Yeah, even when I watched it for this, like I
Mm.
went into a completely separate part of the house because I'm like, I know it's got the language, I know it's
For
got
all the
the
shades.
nudity, I
Yeah.
know it's got the the sexual innuendos, and I'm like, I cannot watch this around my children. So it's been a good decade probably, if not more, since
Mhm.
I've last seen it.
Yeah, rewatching it again, I'm actually surprised. The language isn't quite as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's
No,
really
yeah.
more the innuendo and the nudity, but language isn't like if it was made today, the language would be a lot worse, but
Yeah, there was definitely a scene where when he was saying, he said, "Nobody." And I thought he was going to drop the F-bomb, but he didn't.
right.
He said
Yeah,
something else. And I was like,
yeah,
wow, okay.
yeah. So how long have it been
Yeah.
for you, Chad?
Like I mentioned, I was actually, he's been on this podcast before, Chris.
Mhm.
He and I talked about Police Academy on his
Oh, okay.
podcast,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
did that one. And that was that was one of the last times I had watched it since just a few minutes ago.
gotcha.
So, yeah. But, so it's been a year, maybe a little more. So,
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember.
It's hard when it's the start of a new year, then you're like, "It was last year, right?" But then you're thinking about 2
Yeah.
years ago
Oh,
because
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
so well, I think we might have lost Robby. He dropped off our video, so if you're listening to the audio, I sent him a message, offline, but I haven't heard back, so I don't know if he had some internet issues, but we'll move on. I'll let you guys team up on the "How Did It Get Made" trivia game. I give you 5 true or false questions, and you guys can make a consensus about, some trivia about how this movie got made. So, are you ready?
Ready.
Yeah, money. The answer is money. Is
True or false, Steve Guttenberg was the studio's first choice to play the lead role of Carrie Mahoney.
I have to think that's false.
Yeah. 84, I think this was his start of being big. So yeah, because everything else was bigger after this. So probably not. I would say false as well.
All right. You're correct. It was false. It was actually pretty far down the list. The role was turned down by a who's who of 80 stars, including Michael Keaton, who was their top choice, Tom Hanks, who auditioned, and Judge Reinhold.
Wow.
Gutenberg won the role won the role by overacting during his audition to prove he had the charisma for the character. He also wore his father was an actual police officer and wore his dad's police uniform shirt, which probably helped as well. All right, next one, true or false? Although the film is set in an unnamed American city, the production actually filmed primarily in Toronto, Canada, using an old psychiatric facility and a college campus for the Academy sets. True or false?
I think
That sounds like that could be true.
I know they filmed in Toronto. Whether the other part is true, I'm not sure.
I'll stick with true though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with
I
just true
agree. I
in
agree with
general.
that. Yeah.
All right, you're 2 for 2. It was filmed in Toronto. The Academy itself was a mix of the cowardly abandoned Lakeshore Psychiatric Hospital and Humber College. The film was one of the early trendsetters in using Toronto as a stand-in for a generic American city.
Yeah. No, I believe the college thing. Like it definitely gave off like
Yeah,
a college
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 dorms.
campus feel with some of the shots.
And they had a cafeteria too. It looked like a school. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. The Blue Oyster Bar was a real functioning club in Toronto that production rented for the night. True or false?
I'm going to say true again.
Chad, do you concur?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're both incorrect. It is false. The Blue Oyster was actually a set. It was built inside an old warehouse in Toronto, but the production design was so convincing that people actually tried to walk in off the street thinking it was a real bar. All right, so you're still doing good. 2 out of 3. So here we go. Number 4. I'm sorry. Director Hugh Wilson fought with the studio to make the film more vulgar and raunchy, while the producers were the ones trying to keep the humor clean and realistic. True or false?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's in the 80s. What would have been the case?
Well, he did. Hugh Wilson was
definitely
director of, or did a lot of stuff for KRP in Cincinnati. He created the show.
That's correct.
So would he? Man,
that's a tough one. I am going to say, and again, Chad, if you want to fight this, you can fight this. I'm gonna say true. I'm going to think that they didn't want it to be, but I'm going to think, again, we're talking 80s here. So you had, movies like, Animal House and Porky's and movies like that had been successful by being a little bit raunchier. So I'm going to think they tried to make it raunchier, but the producers and writer, directors, whoever all Tim's talking about, I think they wanted to keep it, hoping they could hit a broader audience, which also would probably explain why there's not a lot of language, and it's more in some of the scenes. So I'm gonna say true on that one.
All right, you agree?
I'm gonna say false, because I think it might be the other way around. The studio might have been like, "Hey, you need to make him more vulgar," and he was like, "No, we don't need to do all that." So that's why I would say false.
I thought that's what Tim was saying.
Was that what he's saying?
So
I thought he said the director.
The statement is the director wanted to make it more vulgar and raunchy, but the producers were trying to keep the humor clean and realistic.
Oh, so I misunderstood it. Well, then I'll just so that we both on the same page, I'll say false to it as well.
All right, good job. It is false. It would, like, as Chad said, it was actually the other way around. The director, because it was more for TV, WKRP, didn't think it needed all the bathroom humor.
No.
The producer really wanted it to be raunchy to capitalize on the Animal House Porky's market. So yeah.
So it was you were on the right track. My argument, but I misinterpreted the question. Yeah. Because didn't the director, wasn't he also the same guy that wrote Blast from the Past, the Brendan Fraser movie?
Yep.
Yeah. So no, he didn't want it to be raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely.
Right. This one, I shouldn't even ask this question. It's so easy, but you'll be able to sweep the trivia. True or false? For the scene where Jones, played by Michael Winslow, simulates a machine gun firing at the shooting range, the production team had to dub in real gun sounds in post-production because Winslow's vocal mimicry wasn't loud enough for the microphones.
Bullcrap. False.
Yeah. No, that dude.
Right. That is definitely false. Michael Winslow did it all. He is known as the man of 10,000 sound effects for a reason. The director noted that Winslow's vocal control was so precise that he didn't need to rely on post-production trickery for the character's signature noises. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw him on something just like in the last couple of years, and he could still do that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did like a Led Zeppelin song. He had a guy had a guitar, and he was doing the sound.
Doing the actual. Yeah, I've seen him do that.
Playing with the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Blu-ray that I have has the documentary, the behind the scenes documentary thing from like 2006, I think was the copyright on it. And they told the story that the Jones was not even a character in the movie originally, but the director and the producers saw him open for another comic, and they're like, well, you got to get this guy in the movie. And they said in the show, there was a fireman there, like doing crowd control, whatever. And he asked him if he could use his megaphone thing, the thing that that kind of uses. And that's how he did the sound effects there. And they're like, we've got to use it. Like that's our sign to use him in the movie. So So
No, that's what I loved. I had the toy. I had his toy from the cartoon, and he came with a megaphone.
yeah,
It was my favorite
love it.
character. I'm just gonna. Jones is my favorite
Yes,
character.
yeah,
So whether you're
for
gonna
sure.
ask that question later or not, I'm saying it right now.
Right. And
We'll get
I don't know
there.
if this will be trivia or not, but it wouldn't, because this is just the first movie. But wasn't Jones and Tackleberry the only two that were in all three, or maybe the Commandant too? But he was in all
No,
seven,
yeah,
all seven
but
movies.
yeah, but he's the only one that actually, like, he was in all the movies. I think there's 2 other people that were in all 3 movies. I mean, all 7 movies.
Mm-hmm.
But Winslow is the only one that was actually in the TV series as well. So he's the
Yes.
Oh,
only
that's
one
right. That's right.
to be in
Yeah.
every, all of them. So, all right. So the abbreviated story origin and pre-production is: the concept of Police Academy was inspired by real events that transpired in San Francisco while producer Paul Maslansky was filming The Right Stuff. The mayor had an ambitious plan to open the enrollment of the local police academy to anyone, regardless of their height, weight, or any other physical attribute. Apparently, they were in dire need of recruits. A sergeant of the academy reportedly confided in producer Paul Maslansky that they had to accept anyone who enrolled, but they would weed out the less suitable candidates. This intriguing idea sparked his imagination. What if all the recruits actually graduated? He pitched the concept to Alan Ladd Jr., and writers were hired to develop a script. Initially, the original script bore resemblance to movies like Animal House, Meatballs, and Porky's, but Hugh Wilson, the creator of TV series WKRP in Cincinnati, as Chad brilliantly mentioned, was hired to direct. He asked them to remove all of that, but they had a compromise that kept certain bits in the final version. So it was kind of funny that it's kind of somewhat based on a real city's, attempt to open the police academy to the general public. But yeah, fun. All right, well, let's jump into casting. And as I mentioned before we started, this is it's an ensemble cast, so it does have a lot of people in it. We're going to just kind of hit the highlights, and we'll skip over some, but let's start with the Goot, Steve Guttenberg as Cadet Mahoney. Of course, he also acted in 3 Men and a Baby in 1987 and its 1990 sequel. He was also in the movie Diner in 1982, Cocoon in 1985, Short Circuit 1986, The Bedroom Window in 1987, The Big Green in 1995. On television, he started his career in the CBS sitcom Billy in 1979, and he was also most recently on the ABC sitcom The Goldbergs, and he was a contestant during season 6 on the dance competition series Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, and
I also have to throw out for Bethany. He was also the Olsen twins' dad, and It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
there
Yeah.
you go.
There you go.
And forget that movie.
Kirstie Alley. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, fun fact: he got to keep his one in the oven shirt that he wore in the movie.
Very nice.
But Steve Guttenberg, I mean, like this really launched him. I mean, from this, of course, he got Cocoon, Short Circuit. He was in several of the sequels, at least the first couple. What 2, 3, 4, and 5? I think.
No, he's not in 5. That's when he gets replaced by Lassard's nephew.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but he held on for as long as he could.
Wonderful
But
work.
yeah, he was very happy to be in the movies. All right, next up we got Kim Cattrall as Cadet Karen Thompson. Of course, we just talked about her recently with our mannequin episode. We also talked about her from Big Trouble in Little China, so you can go back and listen to those episodes to get her backstory. I thought she was a decent.
Yeah, she's in this movie.
She's in this movie. I mean, she really doesn't have anything to do.
She doesn't need to be in this movie.
Yeah, she's just a
No.
love interest to keep Mahoney there. I mean, that's her
True.
only
Kind of,
real-
yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Because even after, like, he's still trying to get kicked out. So it's
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. She's my least favorite part of this movie.
When I rewatched it a couple of years ago, I forgot she was even in the movie. Like I forgot she was in it completely. So, but
Nope.
also because she's not in any of the sequels is probably why. Another reason why. All right, then we got Bubba Smith as Cadet Moses Hightower. Of course, he played in the NFL for the Baltimore Ravens, Oakland Raiders, and the Houston Oilers. After retiring from professional football, he began acting in small movie and TV roles in late 70s, early 80s. He played the chauffeur for Ned Beatty's character Clyde Torkel in the movie Stroker Ace with Burt Reynolds. He also starred in the short-lived TV series Blue Thunder, partnering with Pro Football Hall of Fame defensive star Dick Butkus, with whom he frequently co-starred in advertisements for Miller Lite beer. I remember the TV show Blue Thunder more than the movie. Yeah.
Is that the one? Didn't Dana Carvey in that too? Blue Thunder?
He's in, yes. I think he was on the
Okay.
TV show of that. Yep.
Okay.
That's right. Yep. Because on the more recent like DVD copies, he's prominently showed on the cover, even though his role is very small.
Right.
Fun fact, early test audiences responded most positively to Hightower out of all the characters, so Bubba Smith was moved to second billing just behind Steve Guttenberg.
Which is crazy because he doesn't talk for the majority of the movie.
Right.
You talk about forgetting that Kim Cattrall's in it. I want to say it's not until I rewatched this that I realized that he does not speak.
Yeah.
For probably 70% of the movie. It's not until the end, right before he gets kicked out, that he finally starts to speak.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say a lot then either.
Yeah. He's a man of few words.
Yeah.
Oh, he did, and that's okay.
Yeah.
He was there for his menacing presence for sure. So then we've got, this is really short, but Donovan Scott as Cadet Leslie Barbara. And yes, that is the name of a male person in this movie. But he was also in Popeye in 1980, Savannah Smiles in 81, Sheena in 84. He was in Best of Times in 86 and Back to the Future Part 3 in 1990. So
Get him out of that crap.
And he is an actor that if I ever see him nowadays, he's Santa Claus.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he primarily
has
appears
become
as Santa
like
Claus.
a professional Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yep, I did read that for sure. Yep. All right, moving right down the line. We've already talked about him already. Michael Winslow as Cadet Larvell Jones, best known for his role in the 7 Police Academy films. He also appeared in Spaceballs, Cheech and Chong's next movie, Nice Dreams, The Love Boat, of course. If you're in the 80s and you run a love boat, what are you doing? And commercials for Cadbury and Geico. In addition to playing Jones, he also supplied the voice for all public address announcements heard at the Academy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which there is an inside joke when the announcement was made for them to all get in their tactical gear before the big showdown downstairs, and the one cadet's like, "Hey, was that you?" He's like, "No," was an inside joke because it really was him because he was the voice.
Yeah.
It wasn't him as the character, but it was him as the actor that was the voice. So, but yeah.
Well, that's funny. It makes sense because the character uses that to get Harris at one point.
Yeah.
Calling him to the
firing
office.
range.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then we've got David Graff as Cadet Eugene Tackleberry. He made his first television appearance as a contestant on the game show The $20,000 Pyramid in December of 1979, where he teamed up with actress Patty Duke. He would later appear on subsequent versions of the show as a celebrity contestant, twice with Duke. As a struggling actor in the early 80s, he also took small roles in popular TV shows, including MASH, The Dukes of Hazzard, Airwolf, Hardcastle and McCormick, and The A-Team. And in the fun fact, in the party scene, he's seen playing the saxophone. In real life, he's actually an accomplished saxophone player.
Well,
which he does later in the series.
Yeah, he plays it again, doesn't he?
Yeah. He does. He plays it several times throughout the series. Look, this is something I did not pick up on this myself. I found it out later that a really cool, just how well the character of Tackleberry was either written or the way he performed it. But that part where Leslie has the shotgun.
Yes.
And he turns and everybody ducks except Tackleberry. It's because Tackleberry knows the gun isn't active at that point because he hasn't recocked it. The shell hasn't been ejected. And and I love that. Like, that's such I didn't catch it at first, but as soon as you see it, you watch it and you go, "Oh, that is genius."
Yeah.
Genius.
I did have that in my notes, but you're right. I had, when I saw that, I was like, that, like, once again, was that in the script? Was it improv at the moment? Was it you know, I don't know how it was, decided to do that, but brilliant for him to be the only person that stays standing up and doesn't even flinch. Like when you watch him, like
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't even move. So yeah. All right. One of my favorite characters, Marion Ramsey as Cadet Laverne Hooks. In the DVD making of documentary, Marion said she came up with Hooks's voice by reading the description of her character in the script, and they said she was in the script it said that she was afraid of her own shadow, like she's just a very timid person. So to do the voice, she recalled the time she had met Michael Jackson, who had attended a stage production of her in Little Shop of Horrors. The voice is a parody of Michael Jackson. She also recalls in the moment where she exclaims, "Don't move, dirtbag." The sound techs were used to her meek voice and were surprised when she said the line so loudly they had to reset the mic because it registered too high. They had to re-record it. So,
Awesome.
yeah. I did not know this about her either. Well, not about her, but about her character, which I'm glad it's kind of a weird part. So she was actually asked to wear a fat suit for her role as Hooks, with the idea that Hooks' boot camp training would have rendered her slim by the end of the film. Due to time constraints, the scene showing Hooks after her weight loss was removed from the final cut. By the time the work on the sequel began, producers changed their minds, opting instead to have her remain wearing the fat suit in order to garner audience sympathy for her character. A brief shot of slim Hooks remains in the film, however, as a close-up of her without the fat suit is seen during the graduates' march at the end of the film. So I don't get why she has to have a fat suit. Like it doesn't make any, I don't really like that was part of the plan, but yeah.
Well, you know that her and Guttenberg reunited for like a sci-fi movie about like I don't remember. It's like a killer spider or something.
That sounds like
And
a sci-fi
they made
movie.
2 of them, and they're both in both of them. Like, yeah,
Wow.
completely random, but yeah, it's like little because Michael Winslow is in them too, so it's like a small little police academy reunion for these horrible like sci-fi movie.
Yeah, on the little behind the scenes video on the Blu-ray, there's an interview with her and Bubba Smith, and he was like, don't let the movie fool you. She's the loudest person of all of us. Like she really doesn't know how to be quiet. She was really acting. And so it was funny to kind of see her in the interview in her normal regular speaking voice. So,
and I love that just became that was a gag in every single movie.
Yes.
But she had that one moment where she just snapped and yelled at somebody. I gotta say though, going off a little bit, I think this may have been the first time it really hit me, but the derogatory word that Copeland uses against her, I just went, that was in a movie?
Yeah.
In the 80s? Like,
yeah. Yeah. Once again, the TV version did not have that.
No.
Yeah. And what's funny is when I was going to I always go through the quotes in IMDb. On the quote in IMDb, they don't use they
I'm
have
sure
the
they
TV
don't.
edit. They have the TV edit version of that. So I was like, yeah, you don't want to, yeah. But
I understand that there's movies that sometimes use derogatory words in a way. That word though,
yeah.
And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, it's not the N word.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Right.
I don't, honestly, to be honest, I don't think the N word would have shocked me as much as the word he says.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Like you're thinking a word worse than the N word. Yes. And yeah, cool story. I'll go ahead and push this around, talk about that scene. Bubba Smith said that
he actually lifted the car.
Well, he did, but he said this is the only movie that he's ever seen or been a part of where a black male or African-American man has defended an African-American woman being spoken to in that way in a movie. I was like, okay.
That's an awesome moment.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm glad that was, it's such a good moment for a movie that's supposed to be really silly. But yeah, a good moment for sure.
But yeah, I can definitely, because you talked about how test audiences fell in love with Hightower. I mean, that had to have been one of the moments
one of the
that
moments.
Mhm.
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
did it.
he has some of the best moments because even at the end
Oh,
where he comes back and after being
yeah.
kicked out,
But
and
I
he ends up
even
saving
love
them. Yeah.
the he pulls the seats out of Copeland's
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
in order,
Oh,
but
yeah.
just how childlike he looks,
Mm-hmm.
considering he's this giant of a
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. God, Bubba Smith was great.
Mhm.
There's some, and that's the thing about this cast is there's some great talented people, but to be perfectly honest, this is like the only thing I know
Yeah.
them from.
Yeah. And that's the sad part about it. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. All right, moving down the list, keep it going. G.W. Bailey as Lieutenant Thaddeus Harris. His role includes Staff Sergeant Luther Rizzo and MASH. We just talked about him in our Mannequin episode as well, so you can go back and listen to that episode. His trademark walking stick was not originally in the script. The prop was brought on set by an extra who gave it to G.W. Bailey to keep. So he ended up using it and
There you go.
polishing it whenever he was on camera. And then George Gaines as Commander.
Hold up. I want to go back to G.W. Bailey real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Jeff Foxworthy show?
Yes. Yeah,
He
he
was
was in
his
that.
dad.
He played his dad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved him in
I
the
just-
Closer.
Yeah,
He's
the
been on
Closer.
TV
I
show The
didn't
Closer
watch
and
The
Major
Closer.
Crimes.
Yeah,
It's good.
it was off of Major Crimes. Yeah, the Closer
Oh.
was good. Yeah.
So good.
All right, now we got George Gaines as Commander Eric Lassard. He's most recognized for his role in this movie. He was also in the 1982 movie Tootsie. Well, I remembered him from Punky Brewster
Punk.
Yep.
on NBC.
Yep.
So it was quite a shock when I saw the unedited version of this movie.
Oh, favorite scene. If we talk about it.
We'll get there. But the role of Commander Lassard was written for Leslie Nielsen,
Oh,
That makes sense. I can see that.
but didn't get the role. Or I think he was a scheduling conflict why he didn't do it. So
And I'll throw out some of my my host of moving panels. I got my comic book knowledge.
yeah. Go ahead.
He is in the forgotten, never was actually released Fantastic Four movie.
really? Wow.
What was his character?
He was just like some scientist,
Okay.
professor
All right.
type guy. Yeah.
Gotcha. What could have been. And then we've got Leslie Easterbrook as Sergeant Debbie Callahan. She also appeared in Private Resort, Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Baywatch, Matlock Hunter, The Dukes of Hazzard, of course. In 2005, she replaced Karen Black as Mother Firefly on Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects, the sequel to the 2003 horror film House of 1,000 Corpses. In 2007, she played security guard Patty Frost in Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween.
Huh. So I've seen her in those. Wouldn't have known it.
Yeah. And if memory serves me correctly, no, I'm getting mixed up with somebody else. Never mind. Scratch that. So yeah. But yeah, Leslie Easterbrook. So of course, that's what I know her from. I know her from Police Academy.
No, she's Callahan. That's who she is.
That's what she is. Yeah. All right, and the last on the cast that I'll mention is just a director cameo. Director Hugh Wilson stated that when it came time to film the driving scene with Hightower at 2:30 in the morning, the actor originally cast as the angry driver was found passed out drunk in his trailer. So Hugh himself ended up playing the role of the angry driver who Hightower crashes into. There you go. Anybody else from the cast that you wanted to mention that I didn't bring up? I mean, there were other people that were, of course, in the movie. They just didn't really do anything else outside of these movies or had much to talk about.
A shout out to I forgot what his name is now. The African American who put Mahoney in the police academy.
Captain
Yes,
Reed.
the captain. Yeah,
Captain Reed.
Yeah.
Captain Reed was played by, I believe his name is Ted Ross,
Okay.
who was the Cowardly Lion in The Wiz.
Oh,
That
okay.
is, yep,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think his name came up with the I don't even think his name popped up on the cast when I was pulling up the cast on Wikipedia. So he's there at the beginning and there at the end, so it's kind of more of a cameo than anything else. So All right, well, let's talk about iconic scenes. So if someone said to you, Police Academy, what's the first scene that pops in your head? I'll let Chad go first because he seems to be really excited about it.
This first slide. Sorry. Yeah, I know we can't talk about it too much.
No, we can't. Yeah, let's keep it clean.
But oh
As we
gosh.
can.
I watched it just before we got on here, and I still laugh every time.
Mhm.
Like it. Oh, it's so, and like they put it in the TV, but it's different. It's not it doesn't catch you like the other one. There's nothing like, you don't see anything. It's just George Gaines's reaction to what's going on. Oh, it's one of it's so funny. So.
What about you, Laramy?
Yeah, I have to admit the podium is probably one, but other than that, probably if I'm honing in on the very first Police Academy, it probably is Hightower learning how to drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's just something about that one it's a big scene for me. But there's so many other Police Academy moments for me, but they're from the other movies.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
This one,
yeah.
This one doesn't, scene by scene, does not hold in my head the way some of the scenes from other Police Academy movies do.
That was I was gonna say the same thing. Like it even after I finished watching the movie, I was like, nothing stands out like the scene that I think of. I think there's so much stuff from the sequels that I think of first. Maybe because I didn't see this one first, so it's why it's harder to think of.
Me. Or as frequently, because I'm pretty sure I've seen 4 and 6 like
the most. Yeah.
Numerous times. Whereas this one I've probably only seen a handful of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me it's like the scene that I think I remember the most from is Hightower flipping over the car might be the only thing that like really stands out to me. There's really not any other scenes that I can think of that really stand out. So
the guys, Copeland and the other guy going to the oyster bar, which they use in other.
Yeah, it gets redone so much in the sequels. Yeah, and then the brown shoe polish on the megaphone, which is like the only real gag that they pull on him. But it seems like there's always a gag in the sequels that happens too. So, but once again, I think the ones that came after are actually better than that one to me. So,
yeah, I didn't get it. Like, I get it that he had brown around his mouth, but I'm like, is that supposed to be in some kind of innuendo that I'm not getting? I didn't understand it.
No, you just see them putting the shoe polish around the.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
It's just that it hits on his face, but he doesn't know it. I mean, it's just that he's oblivious that he's using a megaphone that's staining around his mouth. But yeah.
Okay.
So what about favorite scenes or any scenes that you? I mean, Chad has already mentioned his.
Yeah.
Nah, it's kind of that. I do. If you just want to talk favorite, I do like the introduction of Jones. With him sitting, especially after Mahoney walks away, and he just pulls his hand out where he's just undone the handcuffs. No call to it. No, it's never brought back to where he gets himself out of handcuffs. He just and then starts playing the harmonica without a harmonica. Yeah. But again, this is just. I like the movie, but the sequels just stick with me so much more. So
yeah. Like favorite scenes, like I like the introductions of the characters. Like I love the opening with Tackleberry, like the whole thing with him in the office, and the guy comes out, he's like, "Can I leave now?" He's like, "That's affirmative." It's like and then he starts shooting
blindly shooting into the pitch black room,
then turning on the light.
Yeah. Oh, you guys.
Well, what's funny is like because we just covered Naked Gun, it feels very Naked Gun like in that sequence, even though Naked Gun
Kinda,
came
yeah.
out after this.
Mm.
Because it's got the music where it seems like it's going to be serious, but you know it's going to be something really, really goofy and zany. So
Well, when was there was the TV show, the Police Squad TV show? Was it
yeah,
around this time too? Like I know it was before the movie.
I think it was still
Still after
this
this?
one.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I think Police Squad was before.
was it?
Yeah.
It was just 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Talked about
Police
it.
Squad was like early 80s.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, maybe like 83. I think you're right. Probably the
Okay.
same time they were filming it. So.
I enjoyed, and he's not in any of the sequels, and we kind of blew him off though. But
Mhm.
Leslie,
Yeah.
the thing with the guys who are bullying him, and
Mhm.
he has a good arc. And the scene at the end when he's finally fighting them and beating them up, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
"You get that stuff and you take it back in there," and they're like, "Well, it's our stuff." That was funny.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
I did like that he got his comeuppance. He got to defend himself. But let's just once again reality. There are thugs and there are like, bad guys. But why would they pick up the whole like photo booth, which we miss those nowadays.
Yeah, who remembers going?
Yeah.
Yeah, the drive-up little photo
Drive-up
booth.
photo booth. Yeah.
You dropped off your film and then came back like a
2
week
weeks
later.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah. Back we paid 10 extra bucks for 1 hour photo at Walgreens.
Why are they snickering at my pictures?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they put it on the truck and then drive to a bridge to then throw it in the water. Like
Yeah.
it's so absurd. And then even how
and
the
the
riot
fact that
gets
it was
started at the end.
buoyant. That was
Yeah,
impressive.
It floated.
It does
Yeah.
float. Yeah. And then like the way the ending with the big riot was like how that just escalated so quickly. It's like they just needed like the writers like we need something to have this big ending, but it really wasn't very well thought out how that kind of came to pass.
Also, the guy who just hands the TV over to the other. Here,
Yeah.
hold this.
It's like, yeah, free TVs. Yeah. 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 But once again, like very much like the end of Animal House. It's just kind of, for the sake of having a big
Big moment.
Yeah. So I was talking about a couple of scenes and trivia. We would think about some other scenes as well, which this jumped out at me immediately. Due to being filmed out of sequence, the haircut scene of Scott Thompson and Brian Van Hoffman caused problems when it was later determined they would need to be shown arriving at the academy beforehand with their full heads of hair intact. Producers worked their way around this by issuing wigs for all of Scott and Brant's scenes that play prior to the haircut. On the DVD commentary, they refer to the wigs as hair helmets, which they are the worst wigs.
Yeah, they're obviously wigs.
Yeah. As soon as they showed up, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They're going to shave his head because those are the worst wigs I've ever seen. The term tackleberry has become a standard in private security industry to denote an officer who is inordinately fond of firearms and other high-tech equipment, which is awesome. Pop culture makes it. I love the music, and I love when I saw this. Composer Robert Folk based the main Police Academy theme on the theme from Stripes, which once again is a lot of similarities between those two. But the riot scene compositions were inspired by the TV show Hill Street Blues, which was like, this feels like a very like 80s cop drama music. So I thought that was fun. And then the last one I have here, which as soon as it started, I was like, I gotta let Jerry D know. This movie is played on television in the UK during Christmas. The film's only Christmas reference is the tune heard during Hook's driving test. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Jerry can do it now for Christmas because it's got a Christmas song in it.
Yeah. I love her giggle when she goes through the spray. Yeah.
I turned on halfway through it. I was like, there were some questions I had on my DVD, and I was like, I wonder. And it had commentary. And,
Yeah.
And I got to that scene, and like I think it was Guttenberg who was like, he's like, I love it when she just like you just said, I love it when she laughs. That giggle is so funny. Like it's like she's on a roller coaster or something.
All right, well, let's talk about box office. Police Academy opened in the #1 spot in the U.S. theaters on March 23rd, 1984. With a budget of just under $5 million and no A-listers in the cast, the film was made with no massive expectations, and Warner Brothers were projecting it to be a moderate success and earn them around a profit of around 2 or 3 times its budget. However, despite some stuffy press reviews, the film was an unexpectedly huge box office hit with a worldwide gross of almost $150 million. It was a huge relief for the Ladd Company, which was the actual production company that made it, who previously had made several critically lauded but financially unsuccessful films for Warner Brothers, The Right Stuff being one of them. So, and I also saw that originally it was going to come out in June, but they bumped it up to March because they didn't want it to compete with the other summer of '84 movies that were coming out, like Goonies was '84. Back to the Future was '85. I can't remember the other movies now,
Is
but
it Karate Kid or
yeah, Karate Kid,
this was 84?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm pretty sure none of the rest of them made 6 sequels, though.
no, they did not. Probably.
Well, I don't know.
Glad they didn't.
Karate Kid's getting
Getting
close at
close.
this point.
Got close.
Although it's taken up until this point to reach what, the 5th movie or 4th movie if you count the one with Jackie Chan,
Right.
which would now be canonical because of the newer
the
movie.
Newer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got 5 in a TV show. So.
Yeah, 5 and 3 or 4 seasons of a TV show. So
And then if you count the Jackie Chan one, does that mean the Jackie Chan Adventures is the cartoon? I don't know. Sorry, I'm stretching.
Taking it too far.
there was a Karate Kid cartoon, though.
There was. Yeah, there was a Karate Kid. Yeah, but way before Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I had the toys.
Well, not before Jackie Chan was alive, but
no, but before he was part of the
that cartoon show.
All right, now it's time to take a look at how well this 80s flick holds up today. It's the rewatchability nostalgia meter, our way of measuring how enjoyable a movie is for repeat viewings, along with the waves of nostalgia it brings. Here's how it works. It's a 1 to 10 scale. Any number between 1 and 10 will do. Here are a few parameters to help you decide. At the bottom of the meter is a number 1. Kind of means I saw it once and that was enough. Right in the middle is a 5. It's a good rewatch every couple of years. And at the top, the highly coveted number 10 means it's highly rewatchable and full of nostalgia. So Laramy's thinking intently, so I'm going to go to Chad. Chad, where does Police Academy rank for you on the rewatchability and nostalgia meter?
As a series, it would be, I would probably put it higher because like we've talked about, we've seen a lot of the other ones and I've enjoyed the other ones as well. But as just the lone first one, I feel bad. Maybe 5.5.
Okay. I mean, I mean, it's what it is. I mean,
I like the other ones. The other ones, I enjoy those better.
Yeah.
This is a good watch. Like you said,
not all of them. There is
well, no.
There is Mission to Moscow.
Yeah, no, that's not. I'm not even talking.
2
about
is even 2 is even questionable.
Well, there's reasons I like 2, but we can get there because it's in the 80s. Yeah,
right.
They're all of them except Mission to Moscow.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
4 is
the best.
4 is yes. I do agree. So when we get to 4, then it'll be higher. But 5.5 for the first one for me.
All right, what about you, Laramie?
I'm in that same ballpark. I was sitting here, especially when you went through your criteria, and when you said what 5 represented. I think I settled on exactly a 5 at that moment. I was thinking about it a little bit more, but as Chad said, I got to separate the full series to this individual movie. And probably it's probably close to the middle of the pack of the entire series for me anyway. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to put it at a 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm like, it's a solid 5, which doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not. Once again, because it wasn't the first of the series that I saw, I don't have the strong nostalgia for it like I have for the other ones. And it's not one that I am probably going to watch every couple. I mean, I'll watch every couple of years, but it's not one that I'm not gonna want to rewatch this one as much as I want to rewatch like 4. Was that
4.
Citizens on Patrol, right? That's
Mhm.
4.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
4.
yeah, yeah. That is by far the best
And
one.
then 6, City Under Siege,
Yeah.
is one of my favorites as well. Even though Guttenberg had left by that point, but it's it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
5's okay.
5's okay. Yeah.
5's okay.
Yeah, because it's 2, the next assignment, 3, back in training, 4,
Yeah.
Citizens on Patrol. Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
3's the one where we get introduced to Zed and Sweet Chuck and
I love 3.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
3 is one of my favorites for sure. So we'll get there. So, all right. Well, let us know where you think Police Academy, the first one, should rank on the rewatchability nostalgia meter. You can send us an email, let us know on social media, or you can leave us a comment right here in YouTube if you're watching it with us. And then also let us know how you did on the trivia game at the beginning. So hopefully you played along. Well, thanks guys for joining. I appreciate it. Sorry, I want to thank Robby as well. The laptop he was working completely shut down on him.
Oh,
he
no.
was trying to jump back on and couldn't get there, but we'll have him back again. But thanks, Robby, for joining us. Glad to see you this time. At least get to have you on the show briefly, but we'll have you back again. And good to see Chad back with us. It's been a minute, but glad to have you back. And
Yes,
Laramy, always good to see you. So what's going on over at Moving Panels?
February, we always do our Valentine's date night episode. This year, it's a surprise. So you're going to have to tune in to our one shot for me to reveal that to Bethany. But we got that. And then, I always get excited as we go into May and do the animated movies and then I'm excited for this summer. This summer, I've decided to do the movies that are inspired by, that actually aren't comic book movies.
But
are more heavily inspired by comic books. So, and then we've got plenty of other stuff. We got a Daredevil episode. I did a lot of shows. I realized lately we did season 1 of Daredevil. We're doing Moon Knight. We're Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So a lot of exciting stuff there. So yeah, check that out.
Yeah, definitely do that. Go check it out. And of course, if you're in the Jackson, Georgia area, are you still doing the afternoons?
Yes, afternoons with Chad. That's right. Yeah.
Give us your station and call sign.
92.1 down in Jackson, Georgia. If you're familiar with Stranger Things, you can come
Hawkins.
down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Hawkins, Indiana. That's right.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
They're it's funny. We were watching it earlier, or I was. My wife was asleep, and they're in the library, and they walk out of the library. I'm like, that's not a library. That's City Hall.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, look,
It's like I turn down that street every day.
Yeah. Again, you with Stranger Things. Me, it's Mystic Falls. I live where they film Vampire Diaries. So
that's right.
So it's the same thing. I look and I go, hey, look at there. That's not what that building is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
that building, the pawn shop is actually now where you go to do tours of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yep,
which I have done the tour, and it's great. If you're ever in Jackson, do the stranger tours. It's very, very good. But yeah, I live close to the square where a couple of scenes of Smokey and the Bandit were filmed. So there you go.
Well, yeah,
there's been other stuff
right.
from there, but that's the one I recognize.
The Medea Christmas movie.
Yep,
well.
is filmed at the square. Yep.
Sorry.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. We would love for you to support the show by becoming a partner at buymeacoffee.com. Jump online and visit the website 80sflickflashback.com and our TeePublic store for some awesome 80s Flick Flashback merch and original designs. Thanks again for tuning in. Thank you, Chad, Laramy, and Robby for being a part. I'm Tim Williams for the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast. Of all the guys who I thought were going to make it, Hightower was the one. I mean, if all the cops looked like him, there'd be no crime at all.
Somebody call a veterinarian.
Yeah.